You're watching the primetime newscast in the English language on Canal, the International. Thanks for joining me. My name is Gladys. I'm on demand. Stay tuned for our major stories. The head coach of the Indomitable Lions, Rigobert Song, has made public a list of 26 players to take part in the two friendly matches against Uzbekistan and South Korea. This was during a press conference in the nation's capital, Yaoundé. Today, the Northwest Regional Assembly has commended efforts by parents in sending their children to school 1 week into the new school year. This was during the 18th session of the Regional Assembly meeting in Bamenda, Northwest Region, this Monday on the theme Evaluation of Peace Building and Back to School, during which they encouraged the population and students to keep steam. And out of the country, King Charles has promised to follow his mother's Queen Elizabeth's example, saying this was during his speech this Monday in Westminster Hall while addressing lawmakers. And this was described as the loving instrument of British democracy. Those were major stories. Stay tuned for developments. Good evening once again. We begin with sports. As we said in our headlines, the head coach of the Indomitable Lions of Cameroon, Rigobert Song, has made public the list of 26 players to take part in the two friendly matches between Uzbekistan and South Korea. This was during a press briefing in the nation's capital, Yaoundé, today, during which he justified his choice of players. Let's get the list of players at the Fecafoot headquarters with Hysen Chia and Thierry Camto, who are currently at the headquarters. Hello, Hysen.
Good evening. The head coach Rigobert Song Bahana has just released his list of 26 players to take part in the double encounter between Uzbekistan on the 19th and South Korea. And amongst the list of the 26 players, talking about the goalkeeping compartment, we have the newcomer Simon of Olympique de Marseille, and then we have a Passy as usual, and Andre Onana of Inter de Milan, which the head coach has reiterated that whatever the case, Onana remains his number one goalkeeper. And he was reacting to this based on questions that came up in relation to Fabrice Ondua, which he says he still has his chance of joining the national team, but at the moment, Onana is the person he counts on. And at the level of the defensive compartment, we have the return of Nicolas Nkulu, who was amongst the list of 36 players that were pre-selected. And the head coach has thrown more light on his comeback, likewise that of Josh Manjek, which he says they are players though old, but they need the experience at the moment at the level of the national team. And of course, he made it very clear that this is not a final list, so he's calling them based on their experience. And if they prove worthy of going to Qatar in November, he will not hesitate to go with them despite their ages. At the level of the midfield, we don't really have a new face. We have the usual names like Gael Onana, Kunde Malong and the rest. And then at the attack line, the coming of Brian Bomo has been confirmed. And likewise, maintaining the old names like Vincent Aboubakar, Karl Toko Ekambi, Muminga Malo, and the return of Jean-Pierre Same, who has been absent for a while. And we equally notice the absence of Eric Maxim Choupo-Moting, which we understand is due to little injuries. He's just coming back from an injury, and according to the head coach, he will not be fit at the moment to join the group. So the list of 26 players are known, and the players will be getting into camp to prepare for the double confrontation, as explained here by the head coach Rigobert Song Bahana, who reiterates that the final list for the Qatar World Cup will be put up in the days ahead, and there will be a lot of surprises depending on what they will need, because they will call on players based on what they feel that they can offer tactically and physically. The Fecafoot headquarters in Chinga, Hyacinth and Thierry Kamto.
Thanks so much, Hyacinth. And we move over to Bamenda in the Northwest region of Cameroon. The 8th session of the Northwest Regional Assembly opened this Monday, September 12, 2022 in Bamenda. For 3 days, the regional councillors will focus discussions on peace building and back to school. Sheriff Asali tells us more.
The Northwest Regional Assembly has joined its voice in saluting the gradual resolve of parents in sending their children to school 1 week into the 2022-2023 academic year. At the beginning of its 8th session this Monday in Bamenda, under the theme Evaluation of Peace Building and Back to School, the regional councillors have encouraged the population and students in particular to keep this theme, a move supported by some visiting members of the National Assembly playing the advisory role.
The enrollment was at 35,587 students. This has considerably improved this year, at the same time, to 41,660.
In continuation of their peace-building initiative, all 7 divisions took turns to present moves aimed at achieving peace, which the governor, as representative of the state, says is a continuation of the major national dialogue.
We are hoping that all the living forces of the Northwest region will mobilize themselves to continue the process in pacifying from the family level to the regional level, to make sure long-lasting development becomes back in this our beloved region.
The Regional Assembly has taken the right direction to empower the youths by the use of the HILA, that is Human Intensive Labor Approach.
The Northwest Regional Assembly is currently contracting loans worth billions of CFA francs with the council financial outfits in a bid to stop staggering and start working over 2 years after its creation, while the President of the House of Chiefs has clocked 9 months in separatist captivity.
Stakeholders in Libya Lem Division, southwest region of the country, have resolved to strive for a hitch-free school year with a strong commitment to answer present in classrooms as well as in school. They say they can only be effective if local authorities and elites put their hands on deck. Inyas Onduambala with more.
Pupils, students and teachers of Libya Lem Division in the southwest region have been enjoined to give preference to education as it remains the backbone of the society. The 2022-2023 school year kicks off in the crisis-hit Libya Lem Division with a commitment of local authorities, a population and elite to strive for a smooth academic year.
For the past time, we have held our educational sector conferences preparing for this school year, and we had challenges about materials. I appreciate the initiative of the Wabane Development Association for coming into partnership with Wabane Council to give us didactic material for the effective start of the 2022-2023 academic year in Wabane subdivision.
The Wabane Development Association and the Wabane Council are working hand in gloves to see that classes are effective. Didactic material, school item and pedagogic needs are being put at the disposal of pupils, students and teachers.
This is a welcome relief for the basic education family to present their problem to this Wabane Development Association partnership with the Wabane Council. So we'll be living here with materials, and we'll go to the field to encourage the children and the parents to send the children to school. Our target this year is to double our enrollment.
Elites of Lebialem Division and officials of the Wabane Development Authorities are resolved to encourage the bus teachers with the outstanding ones to receive a 50% of their salary. Pupils and students of this area will not be left out.
The red names here, like His Excellency Minister Paul Tasson, who supported us, not just financially, but morally, because it was that information in one forum that other subdivisions will emulate the example coming from Wabane. So his huge financial support and moral support worth 1,000 clap. This exercise is going to go through the elite. The people in the Wabane they are going to do their best.
The mayor of Wabane Council, Israel Nembokitu, on the occasion have expressed gratitude to all those who do not relent effort in boosting the development of Wabane subdivision in particular and Lebialem division in general. Members of the Wabane Development Authorities give special thanks to Minister Paul Tasson, Honorable Dr. Bernard Foju, Chief Fombele Matthias Tagam, Senior Divisional Officer of Logan and Shari, and the Divisional Officer of Wabane Subdivision, who all contributed to the success of the Wabane Education Forum.
And key priorities and future directions in advancing South-South and triangular cooperation for sustainable COVID-19 recovery towards smart and resilient future is the theme of the United Nations Day for South-South Cooperation, commemorated this September 12, 2022. The day seeks to promote and implement technical cooperation amongst developing countries, and our newsroom sought to know why African countries are still delaying in grabbing the opportunities provided to enhance South-South cooperation. Have this in this report. Experiences over the years have shown that sharing development knowledge and expertise is crucial to finding relevant, effective and efficient solutions to common development challenges. South-South cooperation, therefore, opens new opportunities for the global South.
The premise of South-South, on which South-South cooperation is based, is that development solutions already exist somewhere on the globe, especially in the global South, which other countries can easily take advantage of. Talking about the exchange of knowledge, the exchange of technologies, best practices, and also exchanges of capacity or expertise, and also financial solutions among countries.
The opportunities provided by the African Continental Free Trade Area should therefore be capitalized for the benefits of Africans, but there remain enormous challenges to harness these opportunities.
The impediment is the nature of goods exchange between the countries. Then the second one is the nature of the infrastructure, poor infrastructure of communications between these countries, lack of roads, railways. Even something has been done so far, but it is still, the process is still very, very slow. They need to create a currency. There are many things they need to create. For instance, direct links, in the flight between the countries. That is something they have to look into.
All those barriers are suppressed. We can develop about €1 million yearly, and that will be profitable for each country.
Experts say there is a lot to be done to promote the consumption of goods produced in Africa.
Most of the goods that the African country needs are manufactured goods that come from the West. And most of the countries in Africa export but goods that are not needed by the other countries in Africa. They almost have the same thing. You have some few countries in Africa, like South Africa and North Africa countries like Egypt, Morocco, that manufacture some goods.
According to experts, the volume of trade within the African continent is the least, with just about 15%. Europe is first, with between 70 to 72%, Asia with 61%, and the inter-American trade volume is estimated at about 42%. And it is with that report on the United Nations South-South Cooperation Day, commemorated this September 12, 2022, that we wrap up this edition of the Primetime Newscast on Canal International. The French edition will be yours at 7:50 p.m. with Alain Gisle Kanga. Up next, we'll be debriefed the l'actualité du sport. I will be yours again same time tomorrow, God's willing. Bye-bye.